fantasy football video, and in this video I will be continuing part 2 of Rate Your Drafts. So let's get straight into it. It's 2.5 hours until the deadline, just as I make this video. So the first team sent in was by LUIOFQZ. It's up here at the top. It's the Twitter username. So let's zoom in and have a look at your team. In goals is Lloris, Robertson, Walker, Varane and Diaz. This is a very expensive defence, including Lloris. They're all 5.5 or 6 million. And as a result of this, look at your midfield, Kimmich and Kante. Two defensive midfield players, and you need to upgrade these before the deadline. I would consider downgrading two of your defenders. I'd probably downgrade Varane and Lloris, going by fixtures. France play Germany, and it's just the toughest fixtures out of your defenders you have chosen. You could get Denier in here, Pau Torres, and for a goalkeeper you could get in Batchman, or we'll just have a look at other goalkeepers here on the app. 4.5 million goalkeepers. Your goalkeeper, sub goalkeeper is Hydraki. So you could go Krul, you could take the risk, he's not nailed down, but you could go Batchman for Austria, just to replace him, spare some cash. If you do downgrade Lloris and Varane for two 4.5 million players, you will have an extra 3 million to spend on your midfield. I also would probably upgrade Kimmich from 6 million, extra 3 million. You would have 9 million to spend on a midfielder. So you could get the likes of Christian Eriksen or Insigne for Italy. And then for Kante, I would consider replacing him with Alaba for Austria. He's 5.5 million. And it's a straight swap there. Jota, I like the Jota pick. Aggressive fixture against Hungary. Your three strikers are Mertens, Kane and Ronaldo. Your subs, Rudiger, Zakaria and Sudakov and Hydraki. So I would consider them subs I made, and I also would change the armband off Harry Kane and put it on Mertens, as Mertens plays in match day 2, whereas Kane plays in match day 3. If you didn't know, you can change your captains between every games in each match day. So you can have up to 5 captaincy choices. So put that armband on Mertens, and you can change it each week, each game day. So you could end up with the captain's armband going from Mertens to Kane, and it could end up on Ronaldo, who plays on the last day against Hungary. So let's move into the second team. Let's just get it here. So team 2, username C1N2R3, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name. The first game. Okay, in goals, Danamora, defense, all the world, Bonucci and Diaz. Once again, a very expensive back three and goalkeeper. In midfield, Bruno Fernandes. I like this pick. I haven't seen him in many drafts. Frankie de Jong, Tielemans, Kimmich, Kante, Ronaldo and Depay. So once again, you have Kimmich and Kante. I would consider removing the two of them as soon as possible. You could swap one straight for Alaba, like I said, with my last review. And the other, then just looking at your bench as well, you've Garcia and Moreno. The two of them are not going to start for Spain, so I would consider changing them too as well. The captain's armband is on Ronaldo here, so take that off him. Put it on Bonucci, who plays in the first game day. Opening fixture tonight, Italy play. Put the armband on Bonucci or Danamora. Like I said, you can change it again after tonight. You can change it before the deadline tomorrow onto Alderweireld or Tielemans, who play tomorrow. I would get an Alaba for Kante, like I said. I would try upgrading Kimmich by making a substitution, either downgrading Fernandes to Jota or something like this, just to upgrade Kimmich and Kante. So let's move on to team 3. And team 3 is username Tryon Sleep Vivel, and the name is Nohara Shiro. So let's just get a zoom in here. And in goals is Schmeichel, and you'll also have Malhail. So you've a double Denmark defence here, which I like. They're expected to keep a clean sheet against Finland in the opening fixture. You've Denier, De Vrij and Stones. It's a very mixed defence. I like it. Berardi, Alaba, Højbjerg and Fernan Torres. What I don't like here is the Højbjerg pick. He's very defensive, and I just don't quite like it. And up front, Arnautovic and Depay. Your captain's armband is on Depay. I consider moving it to Berardi as he plays tonight, and you can change that captain's armband in order going by each um, teams that are playing. On the bench, you've Alaba, Ronaldo, and Kante. So once again, you've Kante on the bench. He isn't going to do much. If you just want him on the bench, he's 5.5 million. I consider downgrading him to Nigo for 4 million, and you would save yourself an extra 1.5 million here to upgrade on Højbjerg or any of your other players. So let's move on to the next team. And it's 4. So the username is, we'll get a zoom in here. The username is United Besh, and the name is Besh United. So here is the team. And in goals, Danamora, Denayer, Kjaer, and Malheil. So once again, double Danish defence. I have seen double Denmark defence. I have seen this a lot looking at drafts. I like it if it works out. They're expected to keep a clean sheet, so it probably is worth the risk. Christian Eriksen, Mount Tielsman. Bargus is not going to start for Netherlands, so I would consider taking him out as soon as possible. I think he's 7 million, so you would spare some money. And Yaziki up front, Lukaku and Depay. On the bench, Wijnal, Ronaldo, Torres, very strong bench, and Hydrake. You have the armband on Lukaku, which I would just change to Danamora. You've nothing to lose. Italy play on the first game. Like I said, put that band back on Lukaku for the second game. It's a pretty strong team. I just would consider transferring out Bargus for. Let's just have a look at Bargus. I think he's 7 million, but we'll make sure. Yeah, he is 7 million, and as you can see, he's selected by 0% of teams for a reason. He is not going to start for Netherlands, so that will be a waste of 7 million on your team. Let's go into midfielders. For 7 million, I think there's quite a few options here. Yeah, you have Mount, don't you? Yeah, so just have a look. Alaba for 5.5. You could get an Alaba and you would spare yourself an extra 1.5 million, which you could upgrade. You could upgrade the likes of Wijnal or any of your defenders here. Chiesa, I don't think he'll start. You have Tielemans, Soucek, Jorginho, Carrasco. You already have 3 Belgian players, so you can't get Carrasco. Yeah, I would upgrade. I would transfer out Bargus for Alaba with an extra 1.5 million. You can move that money around to upgrade any of your other players. Now, let's move on to the last team I'm going to review. And the username is, let's just try to get it up here. MUGISHALNNO2. And the name is Mogisha Aino. So here is your team review. And straight away, I just look. My first glance was at your bench, and De Boest you picked for Hungary against Portugal. He is not the number 1 Hungarian goalie. He's 4.5 million, as Golaski is in goals. And you also have Varga. I don't think he starts for Hungary either. Ben White doesn't start for England. So 3 of your subs do not start. I would consider replacing these around with nailed on starters at least, because you might need to bring these into your team. And in goals, you've Courtois, Zinchenko, Cancelo, and Florenzi. Expensive defence again. They're all 5.5 or 6 million. Insigne, Alaba, Modric, Torres, Foden, Depay, and Lukaku. The Modric pick against England, I don't quite like it for the first game week. I'd maybe consider having Modric for the second game week. Let's just have a look at Modric. He's 8.5 million. Now, I think there is better options for 8.5 million, especially in the first match day. Under 8.5 million, you have the likes of Just go back to your team for a second. Carrasco would be a consideration here. Yeah, you only have one Belgian player. So I would consider swapping Modric for Carrasco, and you would spare yourself an extra 2.5 million to upgrade 3 out of your 4 subs. Ajari does start for Finland. Even at him, I would consider swapping Ajari for a Denmark defence as they play Finland, and I think Denmark are more likely to get a clean sheet here. So like I said, I would probably swap all your bench around and then swap out Modric for Carrasco, leaving yourself a very attacking team. Your armband is on the right player as Italy play first tonight. And they are the changes I would make for this team. So there you go, guys. This is another review, part 2 of rating your drafts. I have done 5 teams here. If you like this video, please give it a like. Hit that subscribe button. I'll be back with more Euro.